One of the biggest questions we all have about retirement is, how much of my hard-earned money do I actually get to keep after taxes? It's a huge deal. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how you can use annuities to create a tax-free, or at the very least, a very low-tax income stream for your future.
I mean, really think about that. Could your retirement income be tax-free? You spend decades saving and investing, but the real goal isn't just a big pile of money, it's creating reliable income you can actually spend. And taxes? Well, they can take a massive bite out of that income. But with the right strategies, you can seriously shrink that tax bill, or maybe even get rid of it altogether.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with the basic tax problem every retiree faces. Then, we'll dive into the different ways to get 100% tax-free income. After that, we'll look at a really cool strategy for getting mostly tax-free income, cover a few plans for specific goals, and then wrap it all up by helping you figure out if any of this is the right move for you.
All right, first things first. Before we can get into all the cool strategies, we have to make sure we're on the same page about one really fundamental distinction. It's the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about.
Okay, so most annuities you hear about are tax-deferred. All that means is your money grows without you paying taxes on it year after year. But you do pay regular income tax on the gains when you eventually take the money out. What we're really shooting for here is tax-free. That's the holy grail where your qualified withdrawals come to you with a $0 tax bill from Uncle Sam. So let's see how we get there.
Okay, let's get into the good stuff. We're talking about the ultimate goal, creating a stream of income that is 100% completely, totally tax-free. There are two main ways to do this, and you'll see they are built for very different situations. The first way, and honestly the most common way, is by holding an annuity inside of a Roth IRA. This is hands down the most powerful way for an individual to voluntarily set up a guaranteed lifetime income stream that you will never pay a single dime of tax on. And you know what? The way it works is actually pretty simple. You use your Roth IRA money to buy an annuity. Inside that Roth wrapper, all the growth, all the gains, they're completely shielded from taxes. Then, as long as you play by the Roth IRA rules for withdrawals, every single payment you get for the rest of your life is 100% tax-free. I mean, how awesome is that?
Now, of course, there's always a trade-off, right? The pros are just massive. Income for life that's tax-free, growth that's tax-free, and you don't even have to worry about required minimum distributions, or RMDs. The cons aren't really cons, they're just the IRS rules of the game you have to follow, like contribution limits and the 5-year rule if you do a conversion.
Okay, method number 2 for getting 100% tax-free income is, well, it's a whole different animal. This is not a retirement strategy you can just decide to use. It only comes about because of a very specific and usually unfortunate legal situation. We're talking about something called a structured settlement annuity. These are used to pay out compensation from things like a physical injury or a wrongful death lawsuit. There's a special part of the IRS tax code, Section 104A2, that makes these specific annuity payments completely tax-free to the person receiving them. So bottom line, it's an incredible tax break, but it's not a retirement tool you can just go out and buy.
All right, so maybe a 100% tax-free plan isn't in the cards for you. No worries. Let's talk about how you can get income that is mostly tax-free. And this is a strategy that a lot more retirees can use to seriously lower their tax burden.
The tool we use for this is called a SPIA, a single premium immediate annuity, and specifically a non-qualified one. Now, don't let that term scare you. Non-qualified just means you're using after-tax money to buy it, not pre-tax money from a traditional IRA or 401k. It is an incredibly powerful way to generate a high, low-tax income stream. So, you're probably wondering, how in the world does that work? Well, it all comes down to a concept called the exclusion ratio. Since you already paid taxes on the money you put in, the IRS lets you get it back tax-free. So each income payment you get is split into two little pieces. One part is a return of your own money, that's the tax-free part, and the other part is the interest gains, which is taxable. The way it's calculated means the vast majority of your payments, especially in the early years, is just you getting your own money back, tax-free. Okay, so here's the deal. The big picture with this strategy. The advantages are pretty compelling. Most of your income is tax-free. SPIAs give you the highest possible guaranteed payout of any annuity, and because it creates such low taxable income, it can actually help protect your Social Security benefits from being taxed. The catch? You're trading flexibility for that high, tax-favored payout. Once you turn on the income, that decision is irreversible, and you can't get your money back as a lump sum.
Okay, moving on. Let's look at a couple of specialized strategies now. These provide some really nice tax-free benefits, but they're designed for very specific goals. Things like covering long-term care costs or leaving a tax-free inheritance.
First up, let's talk about hybrid annuities that are built specifically to help with long-term care costs. These products are really smart. They combine the income features of an annuity with a long-term care benefit, which lets you prepare for those potential healthcare needs in a super tax-efficient way.
And this is where things get really powerful. These annuities will give you tax-free reimbursements for your qualified long-term care bills. But here's the kicker. The key benefit is that they often double or even triple the value of your initial money when you use it for care. So you're creating this much larger pool of money that you can access completely tax-free if you ever need it.
And our final strategy is a really clever one. It's for people who say, I need income for myself, but I also really want to leave a legacy for my kids or my favorite charity. By pairing an annuity with a life insurance policy, you can use the annuity income for your living expenses while the life insurance guarantees a 100% tax-free death benefit for your beneficiaries. It's just a super efficient way to kill two birds with one stone.
Phew. Okay, we have gone through a ton of different strategies, right? From 100% tax-free income all the way to plans for very specific goals. But it all comes down to this one simple question. Are any of these strategies actually a good fit for your personal situation?
So, who should be thinking about this? Well, a tax-advantaged annuity could be a fantastic fit if you're someone who thinks tax rates are only going up in the future, or maybe retiring early and need a low-tax income bridge to get you to Social Security. It's also great for high-income households trying to manage their tax bracket, and of course, anyone looking to reduce the taxes on their Social Security checks.
But hey, let's be real. This isn't for everybody. If you're already in a super low tax bracket and you don't really have any big tax worries, the extra complexity here might not be worth it. And most importantly, if you need total and immediate access to all of your money, then committing funds to an irreversible income plan is probably not the right move for you.
I love this quote because it is just so true. When it comes to setting up your retirement income, the money you're going to live on for maybe 20 or 30 years, making assumptions or just guessing can be an incredibly expensive mistake. The tax code is complicated, and getting this wrong can have a huge impact on your financial security for decades to come.
And that is exactly why getting some professional guidance can be so critical. At the Annuity Expert, we can help you navigate all these different options, compare the different solutions from all the various companies, and help you find a strategy that's actually tailored to your specific tax situation and your income goals. So, if you'd like to explore how some of these strategies might work for you, we're here to help. You can give us a call at 770-755-1565 or visit our website at annuityexpertsadvice.com to compare your options. Our services and our consultations are always completely free. Thanks so much for watching.